Greetings, Hive fans, and welcome to this afternoon's live stream of the 2023 MSO Grand Prix Tournament Hive Tournament at Board Game Arena, and it looks like I am now up and running. Okay, that's a good thing. Now let me go in here and turn on the Mind Sports Olympiad Facebook page as well. Hopefully things are going okay now. So give me a second here. Let me make sure. Looks like I am up and running. So this is an 8-round Swiss system tournament. Only 11 players signed up for this specific tournament today. One's already dropped out, so we're down to 10. There have been some interesting results already. So let's go ahead and get the Board Game Arena page open here. As you can see, in round 2, Max Shark beat Quadlibet. Excuse me. And Urkimon beat Sturek. 2 upsets in round 2. So, should be very interesting. Excuse me. Hold on, let me. Have to forgive me. My whole family just recently had COVID. We're all feeling better, but I have this nagging cough that stays with me. And when I talk, that's when it happens. So here I am trying to talk here on this live stream. So let's see what's going on here. Hit the refresh button up here and see which games we're going to be watching. Let's go see Frasco and Urkimon. 2 at the top of the leaderboard after 2 games going into the third round, the third game. We don't know Urkimon. He's a relatively new player. But he's done very well so far. So we're going to assume that the Black Queen is underneath the White Beetle. So Frasco has already qualified for the win. And it looks like the White Pillbug must be underneath the Black Mosquito. So both players have already qualified for the win very early on in this game. Of course, qualification for the win is what one must do in order to win when the Pillbug is in play, because the Pillbug, if you don't qualify for the win, as your queen gets surrounded, you just warp the queen out, and it's the best defense there is. So qualifying for the win is a term that Joe Schultz, world champion Joe Schultz, coined in his book, The Canon of Hive Groundwork, and it refers to when a player has neutralized the opposing Pillbug. If you bear with me 1 second, I am going to make sure that my volume is going out. If you bear with me 1 second, I am going to make sure that my volume is going out. And it is. Okay, very good. So Frasco brings in a beetle. Urkimon is doing a good job of controlling the outside of the hive, limiting White's possible spawn points to spawn points either off his ant or off of his queen. The spider comes in, of course, with the threat to pin the White Beetle. And it immediately gets pinned. Now, it will be interesting to see. Okay. I was thinking the white beetle could move forward, threatening to cover the black mosquito, forcing black's hand. If black moves forward to the mosquito, uncovers the white pill bug. And I hope Frasco's not watching this live stream. Let me go take a quick look at my YouTube channel. Nope, we don't have very many people watching this afternoon. So Chris Nelson says, "Hi, Randy. Glad your family's doing better. I wanted to play, but had to settle for live streams. I'm stuck at work. Appreciate your coverage." Thank you very much, Chris. Chris is one of the few players that I've actually met in person. Met him at the Hive Live event in Minneapolis earlier in the year, or actually it was last year. And there's a very active Hive community in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area, the Twin Cities area. So we might have a member of that community join us, depending on what his schedule is like. I've sent an invitation out to John Sandel, plays under the name Apollo Q. So Urkimon has qualified for the win. But black is going to have to play here. Going to have to play the ant to keep the white queen in place. Of course, Hive is a two-player abstract. I'm going to talk a little bit about that because we assume that on these MSO broadcasts, not everyone is familiar with Hive the way us Hive aficionados are. Two-player abstract. John Yanni, who designed the game over 20 years ago, calls it chess without a board, because there is no board to begin with. Unlike chess, where you're limited to the physical space of the board, you just have the pieces in Hive, and once you start playing them into the Hive, that's when this what we call the Hive takes place. Yep, at brief glance, it looked like Urkimon might have a chance here, but it looks like not really, even though he has qualified for the win. He's got 3 spots he's got to fill. That fills one of them. So tempo counting is a really important skill for a good Hive player. So let's talk about tempo. Frasco has 1, then he's got the 2 beetles to go 2 and 3. Now black's going to have to defend here, going up with the beetle to cover either one of these 2 beetles, because he doesn't have the bugs to, even though he only needs 2, 1 and 2, he doesn't have a second bug to take that kill shot after he takes the setup shot. And of course, it's obvious the reason why it's called Hive with the hexagonal pieces. Kind of looks like the honeycomb in a beehive. So the black beetle goes up. That changes things completely because now when the black ant attacks, this black ant is now free to take the kill shot. So let's see how Frasco takes care of this. Okay. I don't know why my board game arena interface doesn't allow me to see what bugs are underneath. It might not be completely over. So let's see what would happen if white switched tactics here. And pinned the black ant. And that's what he decided to do. Now, given time, of course. Okay, let's go with the black grasshopper. The black grasshopper jumps to there. The pill bug goes here, and the pill bug goes there is 3. Of course, you can pin the pill bug, but it takes a double pin because if you pin it with a single bug, one turn later, the pill bug can warp that bug into play. So Urkimon is giving Frasco a run for his money. Okay, and we've got Quadlibet. Multiple world champion Quadlibet has joined us as a spectator in the board game arena room. Timing, each player's got 10 minutes. Frasco's down to 2.5. Urkimon is down to 1.5. So Frasco continues to play defense. Now, this is an interesting situation because both of these grasshoppers have angles of attack to the same spot. Now, the danger, of course, is going to be the pill bug moving over. So the white ant could defend by intercepting the pill bug. But it's also interesting because the black beetle, nope, probably doesn't have the, well, let's take a look here. So is that a better placement than here? Now, if the pill bug moves to here, it's threatening to warp in the ant. I believe that was a mistake on Fresco's part because the ant now must shift the pin out to the pill bug here. And then the black beetle, I could, oh, no, he didn't. He moved to there. Interesting. Okay. He pins down. Now he can warp the spider to here. Well, we have to find out who Urkimon is. We might discover him or her. Frasco answers, well played. So congratulations to Urkimon. He's pulled 2 upsets so far in the tournament. Is he going to be the gold medalist? We're going to find out later this afternoon. So stick with me as we continue on here at the MSO Grand Prix 2023 Hive with full expansions. In the Hive community, we call that Tournament Hive. Okay, let's do a refresh here. And Urkimon's going to be playing Max Shark, the only 2 players that are at full 3 points apiece. Quadlibet, Frasco, Terranixchi, all at 2 points apiece. They are all top players. And of course, we also have Ordep Kubik playing. And I don't know if he's actually doing it. He's young. He may be able to handle it. I know I tried playing and broadcasting at the same time and learned that I can't do either one very well. So I stopped attempting to do that. So I'm commentating today, not playing. Let's hit the refresh button again. We want to go see Max Shark play Urkimon if they've gotten started yet. They haven't started yet. So Urkimon says, have fun, and Max opens with a pill bug. The ladybug is the most common opening for the top players. It'll be interesting to see because world champion Joe Schultz, author of the book Canon of Hive Groundwork, is working diligently on his second volume, Canon of Hive Opening Theory. And it'll be interesting to see what he has to say in there regarding opening bugs. So Max opened with Pillbug Mosquito. Urkimon chose a Sea Queen orientation. And that's one of the things that in my conversation with Joe, we've determined that we're going to try very hard to quit calling it queen formation. We'll call it queen orientation. So as quite regularly happens in these top-level games, ants and mosquitoes come out very early. There's an advantage to having the pill bug played first because you know you get it into play in a defensive position. But one of the disadvantages is that many of the warp points, the points where the pill bug can warp the white queen away, end up getting filled. Just realized I didn't have my chat function open on Restream. And of course, once that mosquito moves away from the ant, it no longer has ant power. So is that the start of a multiple beetle attack? If it is, Max is going to defend by bringing lots of ants into play. Since I've had this cough, I've been living on Ricola cough drops, even though they're not sponsoring this video. Okay, Urkimon brought his pill bug in an interesting situation. He can use that mosquito. He used the mosquito as a spawn point for the pill bug. The pill bug is in good position to attack with it, or the pill bug and mosquito are both defending these two spots. And of course, check out the Mind Sports Olympiad over at Mind Sports Olympiad, MSOworld.com, because the pandemic has been subsiding around the world. They've elected to have an in-person live event again this year. The details over at MSOworld.com. Max decides to attack with an ant. Black was running out of places to spawn points. Notice by spawning here, it's created a hex trap, which means that any of these three spots get filled, then it creates openings for bugs to get warped out. And we have a special guest joining us today. See if I can figure out how to do that. Click that button right here. It brings John Sandel. This is John Sandel, played by the name of Apollo Q.
Hey, Randy. Hello, audience. How are we doing today?
I think we're doing very well. We've had, I don't know if you've been following along at all, we've had some upsets so far today.
All right. Exciting. I haven't had a chance to look. I just finished a quick work meeting, so I had to get there before I joined you. But luckily, I'm done for the day. So let's see. Let's bring up the tournament page here. What are the big upsets?
Well, let's watch this one, and then when this is over, we'll pull up the tournament page and look at it. Because Urkimon, never heard of Urkimon before. He has pulled off a couple of the upsets.
All right, new player. That's exciting.
It is very exciting. So John Sandel is Hive player from the Minneapolis, St. Paul, Twin Cities area in the U.S. and for 2 years has sponsored a Hive Live event in the Minneapolis area. So he's one of the players that I've actually met in person. So thanks, John. We're looking forward to the 2023 version of Hive Live in Minneapolis.
Yeah, can't wait. I think Brian has already started planning and scheming for a bigger event, and our community locally here is we got about 10 or 12 players now that are playing regularly, and we're meeting up on Monday to have another session. So good.
Very nice.
Time, yeah.
So Chris Nelson is not able to play because he's at work, but he dropped a note in the over on my YouTube channel making that comment. So Chris is one of the players in your group.
That's right. He joined the Hive Live because of your YouTube channel. Actually, he discovered your channel and was interested in Hive from BGA, and he saw that you were coming and said, "Well, I got to go to that thing," and there he was, showed right up. Never met him before, so it's super fun to get to know him, and he's come to several events so far, so it's pretty awesome. So go ahead, finish that thought. Sorry.
I was going to say Chris plays under the name Ratcatcher over at Board Game Arena.
That's right. He's also playing. We have two somewhat locally based teams in the team tournament right now, and we've been doing some training together. And he's been our faithful show up and learn guy. So thanks, Chris, for joining us, and keep on. He's beaten me several times already, so good work. Ooh, my volume needs to go up a little bit, it looks like.
Well, I turned you down because you were blasting my ear, so let me...
Oh. I could probably change my microphone volume level too. Let's see here. And I can't actually see who is Urkumon playing here. Is this
Max Shark?
Oh, it's Max. Okay, so
now I was going to say we don't have a delay on our broadcast, so I'm hoping that people aren't listening in.
Yeah.
But if Black capped off the queen here, could then spawn a bug there. Now it's not quite the same because the white mosquito has covered the black beetle.
Yeah. I suspect Urkumon is thinking about getting that beetle in next to their ladybug, and just, although there's a free ant, that might work, maybe not.
That's one of the things I really like about Hive. If you follow the international world of chess, you'll see that there's been so much theory and study done on openings that many times they'll play 10, 12, 14 moves deep before you run into something that hasn't ever been played before. But Hive is new enough that that's not the situation with us, is it, John?
No, in fact, we've all eagerly awaiting Joe's book on openings, and and even that will probably only unearth a few steps along what is no doubt a miles and miles long path about that whole thing. And I think the other thing about Hive that I really appreciate is because pieces don't get removed, there's a way that the opening can create enough complication to be really kind of fascinating in terms of what might happen and what hasn't experienced. So I'm sure that I'm not alone in this sort of, I can't wait to learn more. See, there's the two grasshoppers to then allow the free pocket for the beetle there.
Yeah, but this was a pin-proof spawn point, so the beetle can come in. It can't be pinned. Now, I have a package here that just came today from your friend Amazon. So I'm going to open it right now.
Okay.
Make a mess of this package. Of course, this is a can't think of the word. It's a copy that's printed so I can edit it and take a look at it. But it is the printed version of the standard Hive opening encyclopedia.
Oh yeah.
That's my take on how to designate opening games, so you can categorize them and do research in that regard. So I did something new, and it's been available online as a free download for quite a while. But last year's tournament, I started using it, and I realized there were some improvements that could be made. So the improvements are in the printed book, but I also did Appendix 3. How many opening positions in Hive?
And what did you discover?
I did a quite extensive study on it. I spent hours and hours and hours working on this with just 3 bugs apiece, using Tournament Hive, which is all of the expansions.
Yep.
How many different opening positions do you think there are after 3 moves by each player?
It includes moves and placements, or just placements?
Placements and moves. Well, typically with Tournament Hive, the only way you can move a bug in the first 3 is if you place a bug, then place your queen, and then move your queen.
That's
so
true.
Most people aren't going to do that. So most
queen,
players
really
are going to actually have 3 separate bugs placed.
Right. So
but I did include that with the queens spawning and moving.
Yeah. Which again, we could agree that is generally bad tactically. When you think about that, I have no idea, but I'm sure it's a very large number. 14 pieces on either side. The queens have to go, which limits a little bit. But yeah, there's a is it 14 to the power of 6 or something? I mean, what's the number? Or is it 20? I don't know. It's a big number. I can guarantee that.
It's
what?
Let's say that it's over 10 million.
Yeah, sure.
From over 16 million different move orders. So if you want to see a complete list of them, be watching. I'll post a video once this book has been completely edited and ready to go. It's the standard Hive opening encyclopedia.
Yeah, interesting. I noticed that Max put his the hopper on his queen, which might have been a mistake. It does allow him a pocket to bring a piece into, but his queen can't escape now unless he moves that hopper. I'm curious to see what happens here.
Now that's interesting. It brought in a spider.
Yeah. The key thing to notice if you're just starting out in Hive here is our Urkimon starting to run out of pieces.
Yes.
So
very much so.
He's got. Oh, and there might be it.
Well, because is there anything that can stop the ladybug from jumping to here?
Nope.
So he brings the mosquito forward, which it's forced because he's got to be able to cover the beetle.
Yep. And now, if the ladybug attacks, the only play for Max is the mosquito over the beetle, right?
Correct.
And then that allows the pocket inside of that.
That's right. Allows a grasshopper to be spawned right there.
Yeah. Well played, Urkimon. Boy, I'm curious to go back and see the response to.
Oh, interesting.
That's a mistake, maybe? Question mark.
It could very well be, because now if the grasshopper attacks, that frees up this ant.
And the ladybug can't really jump. Yeah, I think that might have been a mistake.
Well, the ladybug can still go to here. The grasshopper
Right.
can then jump across.
Can go in there, yep.
Because if the ladybug takes the setup shot here, white is
Yep.
forced to cover with the beetle. Now the grasshopper goes to there.
But then
Oh, no,
that grasshopper
right.
can't attack.
That's right.
So I think that was a mistake. And now that there's a free ant there.
Nope. Yes. If the ladybug goes to there,
Yep.
then the ant, well, that forces the beetle to cover, and then the grasshopper goes to there, because the mosquito has pill bug power.
Right. Now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, the ladybug had to go in.
Yep. I think that was a mistake. I think the ladybug
Oh,
had
no.
a chance to win.
Yep.
Now, I suppose the grasshopper could jump, which would force the mosquito to go, and then that would allow a spider in there. But oh, actually, what's underneath the mosquito there?
My board game arena interface doesn't allow me to look anymore.
Huh.
So let's see if we can figure it out. It looks like a grasshopper.
Yeah.
Because the two beetles are here. 1, 2, 3 ants, 2 spiders. Yeah, it's a grasshopper.
Yeah. So now does the Oh, I got it. The spider goes in the pocket, and then there's a rearrange with the mosquito and pill bug. So the mosquito jumps across, which frees an ant, but
the pill bug would then be able to warp the spider into that spot.
Exactly. Now the mosquito or the beetle would cover it, but then the other beetle can climb and. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't know if I like that.
Oh, and I didn't even notice the time. Max is at minus 20 seconds. Urkemon's at plus 48.
And so
So the way Board Game Arena works in a tournament situation is, if you run out of time, if the total time is used, the player with the most time left wins.
But why is it still going now?
Because it keeps track of, it's 10 minutes per player, so it has to go a total of 20 minutes. And I've never have completely understood exactly how that works.
So soon, oh, that's a mistake.
Urkemon missed his chance.
Yeah.
Looks like he might be playing for a time victory.
Yeah. Oh, and ends in a tie.
They offered a draw. Max offered a draw. Urkeman accepted it.
Got it.
So
Max knowing he was going to lose on time, I think. Yeah.
So if you notice right up here, I have one game pending. You know who that game is against?
Yeah. Is that Felix?
Yep. Your friend from England?
Yeah. Felix Shardlow. Maybe he'll watch this video later. He is a YouTube an online content creator for the sport that I play, Ultimate Frisbee.
So here we are. We're going into round 5 of this 8-round tournament. And let's just take a quick look. Quadlibet beat De Allo in round 1. Sturek beat Marina 29. Ordep Kubek won by default. That's the one player that's dropped out. Max Shark beat the Russian Cockroach.
Mm-hmm.
And Urkimon beat Miv 17. Frasco beat Ordep. Here's an upset. Max Shark beat Quadlibet. Quadlibet's a 3-time world champion.
Yeah.
Urkimon beat Sturek. Urkimon is considered a newcomer from our standpoint anyway. So I consider that an upset.
Yep.
In round 3, Urkimon beat Frasco.
Which is a huge upset.
Huge upset.
Yep.
So Max Shark and Urkimon are at the top of the leaderboard with 3.5 points out of 4. They won't play again. So we'll have to just see how they continue. Of course, Frasco got a bye, so he's got 3 points. He's only played three games. But he is in the tie with Quadlibet for 3rd and 4th. So which game should we watch? Frasco and Max, Quadlibet and Urkimon. Let's watch that one.
Yeah, I think that's good to see how Urkimon does against even better competition here. Has it started? Yeah. Well, whoever Urkimon is, they are they clearly know the game well. Like, this is not a player who randomly. They clearly have done some study.
And of course, with the Mind Sports Olympiad going on, it could be one of the really, really top worldwide game players.
Sure.
That just picked up Hive.
Exciting.
The more that Hive gets introduced around the world, the better off it is from our standpoint.
Yeah. I was going to check and see how GA games was locked on there for Hive. Mere 7
breaking up,
games.
John.
Oh, can you not hear me? Sorry. How's that?
Sounds better.
Hard to hear. Okay. I'm not sure if I can tell which microphone I'm using more than one here, so let me see if I can set that up here.
And last week my microphone on my headset was working, but today my microphone on my headset's not working. I just assumed it was going to work and I didn't check it ahead of time.
Let's see.
So neither player, okay, there we go. Urkimon brought in his pill bug. And Quadlibet's beginning a beetle attack.
Hey, does that help the audio? Does that improve anything on your end?
That improved a lot.
Okay, yeah, I just switched to my professional microphone. And there we go.
So tell us about your friend from England who plays Ultimate Frisbee with you.
Yeah, so this is kind of a really fun story. So Felix is an Ultimate player and coach. We're about the same age. He's Grandmaster's age player as I am, over 40 is what that means. And he's been coaching and teaching Ultimate in the UK for a long time, probably 15 years or something, mostly at the university level. And he, about 3 or 4 years ago, kind of started to release some content on YouTube and now Patreon that is a kind of a new Ultimate system that's based around the idea of hexagons.
I saw one of his videos.
Yeah, and what's super fun about that is he's called it Hive, the Hive Ultimate Community.
Right.
And completely independently of the game of Hive, I was following his stuff, and I was very intrigued. So my community team here in the Twin Cities is a very successful club program, and 2 years ago we started implementing some of his system, hexagon offense-based stuff, and then last year we fully implemented it with our top 2 teams and discovered it was very successful. It actually helped us win the World Championship, and even more exciting, his team, the Great Britain club team that is at the same level as our team, we got to play them in the World Championships this summer in Ireland. We actually beat him using his system. So that was really exciting for him. He had never lost a game against a team playing Hive. And there's a lot of video footage of it. So he was able to do some analysis, and we got to catch up and sort of become friendly. And while we were hanging out after the end of the tournament, I mentioned, hey, you've got this shirt that's got bugs on it that says Hive Ultimate. Do you know about Hive, the board game? And he said, well, of course I do, because, I'm into board games. He's actually a Go player. He plays Go, which is, some people call the most complex game in the world. And he has a good friend that taught him Hive, and had I think a brother or brother-in-law that had, encouraged him to check it out. And so he had dabbled a little bit on Board Game Arena with Hive. And I said, well, I'm really into Hive, it turns out, so I'm happy to teach you the game and connect about that. And without me bringing it up, he had registered for the qualifier, the World Championship qualifier this winter in January, and started playing, and then sort of sent me a note, hey, by the way, I'm competing. So that was super fun, and I know you're playing him right now. So
playing him right now, yeah.
That's fun, yeah. So he's very smart, so obviously he's he will do some analysis. I don't think he's done a ton of study in the Hive world, but I know he's into it, so it's kind of fun to bring 2 worlds together like that all of a sudden. So, and because he's a YouTube content creator, he's seen some of your videos, and he started connecting with Frasco, actually, who does a little bit of YouTube stuff on his channel over in London. So he's based in Brighton, which isn't very close, but yeah, super fun to have that world. In fact, it's super interesting to me how our worlds overlap. He started describing his introduction to YouTube, and he said, oh, well, it was the board game Go, and he was organizing, just like I was doing with Hive, like pub meetups to play Go, where I'm doing that with Hive. So I said, oh, well, that's fun. So, yeah.
So Quadlibet was able to get his second beetle in uncontested.
Mm-hmm.
But he has yet to play the pill bug, and I can't wait to make a video on this one. It didn't turn out well. I lost in the, let's see, there's so much competition, so many Hive competitions going on right now.
Yeah.
This was the King of the Hive that Stepanzo has set up.
Yeah.
Competition. I played a game, I want to say it was against Hawk 81, where neither player played the pill bug.
Isn't that interesting? Wow.
It is very, very rare, but it did happen. So Quadlibet has 2 beetles atop the Hive, but he has yet to play his pill bug.
I will say, doing a little bit of training with Joe Judoka Schultz these last couple of weeks, he made a comment in our little training group that it made sense to me in the moment, but I hadn't ever quite thought about this way. He says one of his stratagems, if you will, as he's trying to develop his own thinking as a player, is how long can I wait to play my pill bug? Is it possible for me to just fully wait a little bit longer? So I think that there's an interesting dynamic happening there.
Let me pull I have too many ideas and not enough time. Yes, it was me. I was playing against Hawk 81.
Got it.
And it was the pill bugless pill bug game.
Yeah.
Neither of us played the pill bug. Now, here's a scenario with Quadlibet, because even if Urkimon would immediately begin to attack, which he kind of lost that opportunity by the spider placement.
Mm-hmm.
One bug cannot stop the.
Placement.
Okay, you brought the pill bug in over there. That's interesting.
I have a suspicion about that.
That's to give
exactly.
mosquito, to give pill bug power to the mosquito.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately a mistake, because that's going to allow his queen to just pin that grasshopper if he wants. Maybe he doesn't need to. So this is a good example of a white, like the sort of slow constriction attack. This is like a boa constrictor attack. He's not really attacking the queen or the pill bug yet, but he's just like, how much can I focus on making it very uncomfortable for black, rather than direct attack.
So John mentioned Frasco, who's playing in this tournament, has a YouTube channel called Ad Abstra.
Mm-hmm.
And he recently posted a video highlighting 4 different styles of play,
mm-hmm.
which I thought was very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was on the team that trained with Frasco and Happy Kiwi last year, and we actually talked a little bit about this idea of our various different styles. And for example, Happy Kiwi is known in the kind of top end Hive community as being the extreme example of control, right? He no matter whether he's white or black, he plays almost completely control based Hive, and so wants to take outer control. He wants to try to limit the other players' ability to do anything until they sort of hang themselves, and whereas Frasco plays this very creative, like, let's try stuff. And so we talked about how their different styles worked and don't work. That was a lot of fun, actually.
And I thought interesting, one of the styles that Frasco identified was chaos.
Right. Yeah. Which, of course, yeah, go ahead.
It's funny because I don't think of myself as a chaos player, but over on Discord, there has been some discussion, and somebody made the comment, if you start with a C, trying to change this terminology, not queen formation, but queen. Can't remember what was the term. I don't have it in my brain yet. See, queen orientation.
Orientation, yeah.
That's Joe and I had that conversation, and he thought, which I think he's right, that orientation is a better term than formation.
Mm-hmm.
So over on the Discord server, it made the observation that if you like the C queen orientation, you're probably a chaos player.
No, right. There's just a lot more.
I never thought about that, but that's probably true.
Right. Yeah. Well, and there are lots of examples of how it's harder to count with pill bugs in play. Harder to count that tempo in a C formation. It just becomes much harder to be clear about what the attack will be. This is an interesting spot, actually, though, because that warping of the spider away, white has this opportunity to it won't happen now, but to put that pill bug and surround the black pill bug. Yeah, and now Urkimon's recognizing, okay, I don't have any play, so let me just do that.
Now this is one of the things I learned in my in-person meeting with Joe Schultz at Hive Live last year. Joe is excellent at counting tempo.
Yes.
So let's start with a simple tempo count by black. He's got 3 bugs in reserve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fills 3 of those spots, and then his ant can take the kill shot. So that's 7 for black.
Right.
In fact, let's take a look at a different method. Let's go beetle 1, climb up 2, climb up 3, direct drop 4, direct drop 5, set up shot 6, drop down 7. So it's still the same 7.
Right.
But now let's take a look at quadruped. The danger, of course, is the pill bug is still there, and there's a mosquito underneath here. So, but he could, however, move the pill bug to here.
The one problem is the false pin on the black ant there.
On the black ant, Okay, so that's interesting. Now, he could be going for the surrounding of the pill bug. So let's count from here. So black is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. White can go to there as 1, 2, 3, 4. See, so white is ahead.
Yeah. And I suspect Urkimon knows that, but doesn't have a lot of options at this point. So he's just playing out the string at this point with low time. And it's also interesting in endgame for those who are, we'll call it newer players, how there are some moves you can sort of, you might not think about, or you might eliminate without recognizing it. So for example, that beetle move to cover the pill bug, in a longer game, Quadlibet might choose not to do that because he doesn't need to. He could move that pill bug or that beetle to the same place where the grasshopper is aiming. In the end, it's not going to matter here, but yeah. I'm very curious to find out who Urkimon is.
Well, let's just take a quick look here. Let me do a right click here, open link in new tab. He speaks English, but he doesn't identify where he's from.
Yeah.
And he's played 74 games with 52 victories.
Yeah.
So interesting. Well, maybe I sent in made a comment on the tournament page saying that we may invite the champion to come in to see. So come in to visit with us. So let's take a look back at see how this round is turning out. Okay, Tarek Nishi and Ordep Kubek are still playing. So let's just go ahead and take a look at how that one's going on. It should be about over, I would guess. Of course, Ordep is Pedro backwards.
Never thought about that. Funny.
I didn't know that. I didn't think about it either until I was talking to him one day or having to do something, and I realized that he has his own YouTube channel in Spanish.
Oh, nice. By the way, Frasco and Max are still going as well. So
they are okay.
That one up. Although Max is out of time and Frasco's just about to win, I think here. So yeah.
So here, Tarek Nischi has 55 seconds, and Ordep is down to minus 27. So.
I think Ordep has a chance to win here, right?
Well, the White Queen is there.
So I think that Ladybug jumps in and it's game over.
Well, except for the white pill bug can warp the beetle away.
No, the beetle's covering. We can work the spider away.
Oh, yeah, the beetle's covering something. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So now the ant attacks, but there's no way for the.
I love the ladybug because the ladybug has the most versatile switching from defense to attack. So it leaves a black kill spot and takes over a white kill spot.
Yep, and that's game. Well done, Ordup.
He doesn't run out of time.
Oh no!
End of game tournament, maximum time reached.
Oh, that is just a shame. Oh.
Wow. That's the rules though in this tournament.
Yeah. So Frasco won. And now it looks like Frasco versus Quadlibet for first place in this round.
So Max and Urkimon both lost.
Mm-hmm.
Frasco beat Max.
Yep. So we're I think this Quadlibet Frasco game will likely be the most interesting game so far.
Okay, they both opened with Ladybug. Excuse me. Joe Schultz calls this the standard opening. Ant played in line, but Frasco plays the Pillbug.
Yeah, he's going for
he looks like he's going for a buffer opening.
Yeah.
So there has been a drastic increase in the number of really good players over the last year or two, hasn't there?
Absolutely. I mean, and even the ones that I would say were already good and well thought on have all improved. I think there's the amount of different competitions in real-time tournaments has upped a lot in the last 2 years since I started, and it's really, and I think it's brought a lot more players kind of up to that, maybe not winning the whole world championship tier, but certainly into that next tier in a way that's been really fun. I mean, I think both the format you all created for the world championship last year, the qualifiers, and then also the team event created a lot more real-time play and invited some newer players to jump in. And so it's been fun to watch and be a part of.
So what John was referring to is of course the Hive Fair Play
Cup, yeah.
Fair Play Cup, the team competition. The goal when that was started by the Hive Club of Hungary. Their goal was to have it so that it would be national team champions, national groups. Mm-hmm. And so last year there were at least 2 groups that were not national.
Yes.
Ours was one, the Humble Hive Boys, and then your Viking group was also
not national. Yeah.
Not national, right. But your Viking group broke up, and now you're somewhat national, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we agreed that we would do it last year because Jonas had offered to organize, and everybody said, yeah, I didn't know if I'd have enough time to really participate much, so I said, sure, I'm happy to be a part, but I'll be the fourth. And so we did some training sessions together, which was great. Really helped my learning on the game. And then, but we all kind of got to the end of the season of it and said, well, this was super fun, and we should probably do it where we're with teams in relatively similar time zones because it's hard to train if we're not. And I had a flexible work schedule, so I could train, in the afternoons when it was their late evening. But we have a team now that's U.S. based and a second team that's all but one U.S. based, and that was so that's Buzz Kills, and then the Silent Spring is the other team that's mostly U.S. based. And I think you still have a
the Humble Hive boys came back together again.
Yeah.
So we've got George from Greece, and Jack is another American, and then Ivan from Spain. So we have 2 Americans, a Spaniard, and a Greek.
Nice. And George is Mirmiji, right?
Mirmiji, yep.
Mirmiji, yeah.
Which, by the way, is I don't know if you knew it or not, is the Greek word for ant.
Oh, good to know. I love it. That's super fun. Finding out those things. He and I have had some really fun games. We were consistently matched up in tournaments over the last year. So
Frasco has qualified for the win by covering the white pillbug.
Yeah. This is that setup. The power of that buffer setup is all the options from placing all the bugs next to each other that can make it tough for the white player to kind of adequately answer them all. So now what's Quadlibet do with that hanging beetle up there? He's got to think about moving it.
Well, if he doesn't move, the danger right now, of course, of Frasco pinning it.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He's just continuing to bring in ants.
Yeah, I will say, I learned a lot about the buffer from Frasco in last year's team event in the Fair Play Cup, and I used it with some success actually against Stepanzo, who ended up making the finals. And so that's a good little play there, forcing a hex trap. Sacrifice of a beetle, but yeah, I think that was a forced move.
Which one, John?
I think that beetle had, because now Frasco has another ant there. He effectively had to move that beetle. I am surprised. No, that's interesting. You want to talk about why you think Quadlibet did that?
Well, it's interesting because the spider had 1, 2, 3, a direct angle of attack to this spot here.
Yeah.
By dropping a grasshopper there, now the spider has a false pin on that grasshopper, so the grasshopper becomes a good defensive bug.
Yep. It's also worth noting that mosquito could drop in next to the black pillbug and start to be another defender, because the black beetle will not likely defend.
Okay, say that again, John.
So the white mosquito could drop into the space directly next to the black pillbug, exactly, and could become a defender by starting to. And I think probably that's why Quadlibet covers the mosquito, this is very interesting how to see how, because now Frasco doesn't have a great way to fill that last spot. So he's got 2 ants that could attack, but not a great way to fill the last kill spot without freeing the hopper, which will make it messy. And time-wise, Quadlibet spent a lot more time here. So that takes 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perhaps for white or for black, and white. Oof, not simple.
I count 5 for black.
Oh,
Spider to there is 1. Grasshopper spawns 2. Grasshopper jumps 3. Actually, no. 1, 2, 3, 4.
With an ant directly.
Yeah, because you've got 2 ants. So now let's talk about Quadlibet.
Quadlibet does that. Spider's only real task right now is pin the ant on the beetle. That's I think a defensive play, actually. I think the plan is to use that ant to be defensive. If Frasco attacks with the spider, which I expect him to, likely that ant will pin the ant towards the bottom, I would suspect.
Or do you let the spider attack, and then when the grasshopper comes in,
then you pin it?
Well, actually,
you can't put the grasshopper there, so you'd have to move the ant first. Yeah. So now it's interesting also is that space I mentioned
right here,
right there, if
see, by attacking there, it gives the spider
an angle of attack.
Excuse me, gives the spider an angle of attack.
So now it's we can assume 1, 2, 3 for no, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4.
See, now that grasshopper intercepts that spider.
Mm-hmm.
Quadlibet can bring in oh, he goes ahead and attack. And
yeah. So now, how does Quadlibet fill the last, assuming that black beetle climbs and covers the white beetle on the black pillbug? How does Quadlibet get a piece in that last spot?
It's 2 grasshoppers, both coming in here.
Yep. So 1 goes across.
Although Frasco might be one tempo ahead.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, and the grasshopper comes into there with that angle.
And it frees the queen as well.
See, now that spider, what it does is, if the grasshopper attacks, the spider can shift to here, placing a block on that spot.
Mm-hmm. Now the black queen is free to move, but hard to know if he would take that option. Aha, yes, he can. The mosquito can jump across, freeing the grasshopper, but allowing the beetle to take the kill shot if the ant can get in the grasshopper spot, right?
So the mosquito reindexes to here.
Correct. The grasshopper jumps out, has to. Forced.
Okay.
The ant takes that grasshopper spot, and then the...
Yep.
Although, now the ant could take that spot again. 1, 2, 3. So not... Oh, he can't jump across because...
Oh, he didn't have grasshopper power?
No, he did, but I think his threat was if he allowed that grasshopper would then have an attack position. Does that make sense? So if he had jumped across with the mosquito, it forces that white grasshopper into an attacking spot.
Okay.
And then, although maybe he just didn't see it. I think he lost.
Now you've got to stop the ladybug.
Right. But now there's a...
And then you've got an ant to stop it.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, I think he might have had it if he would have jumped with the... If he would have reindexed with the straight across with the mosquito, I think he wins.
But now one of these two white bugs is going to go up and down.
I don't think he can. I think he's lost now. I don't think there's any way.
Because this spot is blocked.
Yep. I know Frasco hates these moments of, oh, I just made a blunder. I can already hear him cursing himself over there. Poor guy.
Well, back to where we were talking about his labeling 4 different styles of play. And I would never have thought I was a chaos player, as I mentioned earlier, but there's another tournament going on. It's called a Hive Rapid League. Are you in that? Are you playing in that?
No, I couldn't commit to that and the team, so I decided just to do the team. Yeah.
Because the Hive Rapid League are rapid games.
Very quick.
Yeah. They're not blitz, but they're rapid. And I've done very well in that. I haven't lost yet. And it's played in two game matches. And against Frasco, I had a win and a draw, which I was very, very pleased with that.
Sure. Yeah. I will say, though I'm not by any means an expert in the chess world, I know that I got to know a pretty good chess player, teaching him a little bit about Hive on BGA, and we talked actually about how the rating system in chess. There's a different rating for blitz and rapid and regular tournament play and so forth, and that was interesting to hear about how, there are many very good players at the top level who are terrible players, relatively speaking, when it comes to rapid and blitz games, that they just can't, they haven't sort of structured their thinking that fast.
I think when you're playing like blitz or rapid, you have to think more patterns and less deep configurations.
Yep. Well played. I think it would be interesting to go back. I might even do that. Well, can we see the replays before?
No, it's not. Well, maybe. Let's see if we can.
Be interesting to go back and see. Not yet. I might even, while we're sitting here, I might even just bring up the an entomology page and just kind of run through it. I think Frasco had the win. Yeah, he says I rushed in his result. He went up instead of jumping across. So, and like Frasco is a very good player, and he, because of his style and the way he tends to think, a player with higher credentials like Quadlibet can just sometimes get wins because he just makes less mistakes more than because he necessarily plays that much better or smarter. It just.
Well, sadly, we had another player drop out. Let's see. In round 6, Quadlibet beat Frasco. Tarek Mischi beat Urkiman.
Yep.
Shurik beat Max Shark.
That's a little bit of an upset, too.
And Ordep Kubek beat Daalo.
So, and is it 8 rounds? There's 2 more games?
It's 8 rounds, yep. So Quadlibet has climbed to the top with 5 points out of 6. Frasco 4 out of 6. Tarek Mischi 4 out of 6. Who do you want to watch? Quadlibet, Tarek Mischi?
Yeah, maybe. I think that would be a good. How come should Turek and Max Shark have to play again? That's unfortunate. They just played and now they're forced to play another game against each other.
No, they can't.
Well, look below.
Oh, they are playing each other.
Yeah, and in fact, the Urkiman Ordek Kubik game is a repeat, I think, too. Isn't there one of those already? Maybe not. Maybe because of the other player dropping, they're forced to play each other.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Colors are switched.
Yeah. I was going to bring up a.
Of course, this setup here with the ladybug queen pillbug is referred to by Joe as an anti-spawn defense. Because even if you get a bug atop the queen, there's no direct drop spawn points.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. He described to me that he came up with that. I think he said he was one of the first players to do that in response to Quadlibet beating him. that I don't know. Does that ring true? And you were playing a lot longer than me, but does that sound right or feel familiar?
I don't recall that comment by Joe, but it could very well be.
Yeah, that's what he's. Well, at least he told me that's why he started doing that. Now I don't know if he was the first or if that was after the fact, but it's this white response of the queen harassment with the mosquito, often followed by a beetle close to immediately, and then that forces black to play an anchor ant.
So has the Russian cockroach forced up a beetle?
It would seem so.
Oh, maybe not, because if
Black could pin the beetle there.
If black pins the beetle, white could warp the pill
But that
bug,
doesn't
then
work.
the black queen could get away.
Yeah,
But
you can't
it
do
would
that.
separate the queen from the pill bug, though.
Yeah, although not necessarily in terms of total tempo. I don't think moving the pill bug helps white much.
Or black could attack here, and there would be no good spawn point for the pill bug.
I'm sure that's what he's thinking right now. What's more valuable to me?
Actually, attacking there is probably a better spot.
Yeah. So if we were to just count it from there, and black attacks with the white or with the ant, so he decides against it. But if he did it, let's see, 1, 2, 3.
Again, the ladybug's a good. Okay, he did bring across there. So now the only way that black can keep white from coming up is by moving out to here. But the white mosquito has pill bug power, so the black queen would have to be anchor himself down.
Mm-hmm. So that allows white to get another free ant in without. So if we were to count it though, so before that move, if black attacked, 1, 2.
Well, see, the danger is because this is a false pin and this is a false pin. And for those of you not familiar with the difference between a false pin and a true pin, if you have an elbow pin against your queen and this spot is filled, that bug is free. If you have an inline pin against your queen, there's not a kill spot that frees the bug.
Yep.
So both of these are false pins.
And I think, let's just count it. I think if a hopper came across from the mosquito to create a true pin on the ant, that's 1, 2, plus the ant is a third move. Now the mosquito can attack. So that would be, oh, interesting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So black would have 6 to win, and it would seem that white had the opportunity to win in less than 6 because white would have had the warp of the pill bug, and then if the black queen doesn't move, he covers and gets 2 direct drops, and that's effectively it.
So now if the black ant moves, the white spider anchors down the black queen and sets up direct drops if the mosquito moves forward.
That play, so now he goes for the attack. Interesting. Yep. Interesting.
Well, if the pill bug moves in and makes the ring, then the ladybug can jump out and okay. Well, but maybe. Yeah, see, that also destroyed the bridge mosquito, the bridge the mosquito could cross to get to the queen.
Yeah. Now the mosquito can move.
Mosquito can shift the pin. Or
Or the climb with the beetle. Yeah.
Climb with the beetle covering the ant.
Yep.
Interesting. Forms a ring.
But now that ant just attacks. Yeah.
But then the ant gets warped out, forming
Right.
another ring.
Actually, he may put that ant off of the black right there. Exactly.
To free that ant. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Well, bringing it into there threatens to warp this one out as well.
Right. I'm a little surprised he didn't climb the beetle on top of the initial ant.
Excuse me.
Aha. So this is now a forced move. The question is, Ladybug or... Yeah, I think Quad making that hopper play might have been a little hasty there. Now, who am I to say? He is the 3-time world champion.
Yep, this grasshopper play here ended up not being a good one.
Right, that's the one I was... It's not helpful, and it ends up wasting one tempo, which... Now the question is, yeah, what's... Yep.
Well, the pillbug can move into it, although it gets covered by the beetle.
Well, and actually, I think he might make sense to move the Ladybug back into that spot to free the queen. No, never mind. That's actually not good. Because there's a free ant to get in there. So now hex trap possibility from black here. Putting a piece off of the mosquito.
Yeah, see, I don't think that does anything.
Doesn't solve anything. Yeah, you're right.
And the problem is if there were a bug there, okay, he goes ahead and shifts out to there.
So white can attack.
Tempo were not a concern. The white beetle can start the climb.
I don't think white needs to, though, because white can now reindex the Ladybug to the upper left, which allows the mosquito to win.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm. So huge part of the end game is having your ladybug able to reindex. So much so that in some games, like turn-based games where tempo is not a factor, I'll do whatever I can do to keep that ladybug from getting pinned just for that reason. Black has no way to win, I don't think. The question is, can white get the win? So what black right now needs to figure out how to threaten the last kill spot right there, right?
He could do that with a grasshopper here. Oh, he jumps over to there.
Yeah. So that
Now
threatens the spot. Yep.
But see, at any time the pill bug gets warped out. I mean, the ant gets warped out.
Yeah, that move I think was the little desperation just around, because now white can certainly bring in a
grasshopper.
A hopper to attack, or just climb and direct drop. I think he would probably put the first grasshopper to the northeast. Oh, that's interesting.
See what that? Okay.
Yeah. Aha! Now the mosquito has
pill bug power.
Yeah, though nowhere to put it.
This just highlights how complex these pill bug inner hive fights can be.
So the ant should probably come out here, right? Like that seems to me very logical, and either pin the ant or pin the beetle in a pocket situation or a gate situation. Does white have any reason not to just attack here or reindex? I think. Oh, it's black's move.
If white brings it's black's turn. Okay.
Yeah.
See, now white brings the grasshopper in, threatening. Oh, and he has the ant here available. Oh, but Quadlibet just said good game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he re-indexed the ladybug, and now there's nothing to stop the mosquito.
Yeah.
As quite regularly happens, just one tempo difference.
Mm-hmm. Two very good players. Tara Kanishti hasn't played a lot on the tournament circuit the last 2 years, but is a very good player. I mean, he's a good example. Like, he and I started playing around the same time, and we were probably both 200 or 300 level players. And now he's beating 900 level players. So I think that's a he.
Okay, the one last game is Erkimon and Ordep Kubek. Under 2 minutes for Erkimon and under 45 seconds for Ordep.
White has a limited ability to win this right now. They're threatening, but can't really do it. No material left.
Nope. So let's see what's underneath here. Must be an ant.
Oh, interesting. Well, that'll help. Except for the ant can just move.
The ant just shifts the pin out here.
Yeah. It's a good example of like allow the opponent the opportunity to make a blunder.
Yep. Now the ant
goes back. And now the spider doesn't have the same ability to create the ring anymore.
Nope.
That's interesting.
Well, black has to warp the queen away.
Really? Because the beetle can climb, you mean?
Right.
Now has 2 defenders. Yeah. It's nice to have
again,
such
white doesn't have enough attackers.
Right. Now you can move the ant so that the
grasshopper's
pinned. Yeah. I will say Urkumon's very thoughtful, methodical player. They seem quite skilled. Well played.
Yeah, we got to figure out who he is, who he or she is.
Yeah. There are a few players that have played with new login credentials that are known players, but that style I don't necessarily recognize as someone.
Okay, so let's see. We're down to round 8.
Ooh, yeah.
Quadlibet, Frasco, and Tarek Nischi. So Frasco and Quadlibet are playing 2 people down toward the end of the row, and Tarek Nischi is playing Sturek.
And Max is playing Urkumon again. I wonder. So Frasco and Quadlibet will very likely get fairly convincing wins. So that gets them to 6 out of 8 and tied. Though Quadlibet beat Frasco head to head. Is that the first tiebreaker?
I don't know if that plays into it or not. I never have been able to fully understand how BGA does their tie breaks. But you have to believe that if that Quadlibet is ahead of Frasco now, if they both win, he's going to probably stay ahead of him.
And Kanishti, the Russian cockroach, is a teammate of Shturek's and I expect them to win that game. So I suspect we'll
Well-
end up with. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's we'll probably end up with 3 people tied at 6, and it's interesting. Again, Tarakanishi is playing the higher ranked of the 3.
Yeah.
So he'll gain more.
That's
I
the
would guess he
closest
would gain
game.
more tie-break points.
Yes. And he has beaten Quadlibet as well. Did Frasco did beat Tarakanishi, but let's click on that game. I think that's probably the game to watch. The Tarakanishi Sturek versus that one. Yep. And Cockroach is white, so goes for the double attack.
And Sturek is bringing in tons of ants.
Mm-hmm. Don't necessarily love that third ant without giving some beetle power to that
The interesting
mosquito.
thing is the mosquito won't be able to recover the mosquito if the white mosquito moves forward.
Exactly, yeah. So now the most logical play is probably just to use an ant to pin that beetle and then give a spot for the beetle to go, or a pillbug to go in that spot, but I don't love that. Unless Sturek is planning already for a proximity pillbug kind of situation to keep the pillbug a little further away from the beetle.
Well, he's going to attack, I guess, and he's not bringing in his pillbug.
Not yet. He still has a place to do it if he moves an ant here. Yeah, that's interesting. So that mosquito, the black mosquito, doesn't want to leave right now and give up a direct drop. And Tarakanishi plays conservatively there and says, "Aha, let me get a pillbug in." I will note this. I suspect that ant placement was about potentially putting the pillbug off of that ant, the black ant pin there.
You mean out here?
No. So he might put it there for sure, but when he pins the ant, when he uses his first ant to pin the ant to his queen, that one right there, I suspect he's thinking potentially about
using this spawn point out here to bring
exactly. So now he's got 2 options, and Taraknishi's climbers aren't in good position necessarily to deal with it. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting choice. White ends up playing defensively by putting the pillbug there.
Okay, black decides to start his own pillbug attack. I'm sorry, beetle attack. Oh, they're writing something. And they're writing it in Russian.
Uh-oh. Maybe there was a misplacement or something.
Mama privet. Hello, mama.
Yeah, I don't know what. Not real clear on what Turek was hoping to accomplish here.
Well, let's count for black. 1 to climb up, 2 to attack here, 3 to attack here, 1 to take the kill shot.
Yeah.
That's 4. Well, that definitely, although that could be a defensive move as well. White, on the other hand, has 1.
So that's why the ant's there also to prevent the direct drop. That's another spot there.
So that spider did not help black's cause,
Sure.
I don't think.
No.
Because white...
Unless the spider goes into the right there next to the mosquito, the black mosquito, and freeze that mosquito.
Can't get there.
Sure you can.
1, 2, 3. 1,
Oh,
2,
the door
3.
doesn't allow him to get there. I see. Yeah. Darn it. That was going to be so clever.
But white has limited spawn points.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what this spider was doing, was removing this as a spawn point.
Yeah. Now can the black pillbug get involved next to the eastmost ant up there? Probably not very well. 1, 2.
So now if white could fill this spot, it would be over, but white doesn't have a method. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nope.
I think the spider gets warped into the...
oh, the spider gets warped to there, freeing the ladybug.
Except for then the beetle fills it, which then allows a different piece potentially to attack. Actually, the mosquito can drop right away if there was a free attack on the last spot. Like, there's no reason.
So in other words, white could play a grasshopper here, and then the mosquito attack. Well, it would get pinned by one of the beetles.
Correct, by one of the ants. And
by one of the ants, yeah.
But that might be the play just to force the situation, right? So the first ant to move will likely be the one attacking the beet or pinning the beetle, right? Upper left.
This one
that
up here.
ant will that has to pin the grasshopper now. I think. Doesn't have to yet, but it will have to if the mosquito drops. Nice.
Yep, and whichever ant pins the grasshopper opens up a spot for
another grasshopper attacker.
Another grasshopper.
And then the other ant can fill it, which then allows another one or the beetle to climb. I think the beetle climbing is a safer play here.
That can get pinned by the spider.
Exactly. Sturk's defending pretty well given the lack of pillbug. In fact,
Can Terrakanishchi get a bug into that last spot?
Well, I think an ant or a beetle would get pinned immediately. And
no, a beetle it doesn't have to get pinned. I mean,
if a beetle goes in next to the other white upper beetle and doesn't get pinned, it would climb in 1, 2, 3.
So
and
1,
drop,
2,
right?
3, 4.
Yeah. But there would be no or very little way. Although I bet you Shaturik's also thinking about trying to pre-swamp the ladybug or the.
Oh, that's true too.
So white's. Yeah, so there's the spot. Now the question is, does black go for the pre-swamp here? I like how Strick's playing this, though. This is sort of an interesting, unconventional way to defend without a pill bug. Might be a good game for you to review with the channel.
So the ant can go into here.
Mm-hmm.
So if the ant does a fill here, do you release, which is more dangerous, the mosquito or the ladybug? I would say the mosquito.
Mosquito is more powerful and more valuable. So there's the fill. Now,
although if the mosquito jumps out,
it would climb on the ant, I think. Right?
You think it'll climb on the ant?
Yeah, and then use a piece to pin the ant. Otherwise, it just immediately takes that. Well, I guess it could allow the ant to do that and then free the grasshopper. Also, it could pin the beetle up there, which might also be useful. It's a good example, too, of like, Sturek probably saw that. I mean, we talked about it a couple of turns ago, right? Sturek probably saw it and was waiting until the last possible moment in a short time-based game to sort of do the thing. So now what does... Yeah, I think that's probably the safest play. Can white get a piece in one of those two spots without freeing the black ant? Probably not. So 1, 2, 3.
So is the safest move here warp the queen away? Like that?
Nice call. So black can repin here. Or pin the grasshopper, actually.
If the white attack doesn't succeed, black has plenty of bugs in reserve to win.
Oh yeah, black wins easily, assuming plenty of time. Yeah, so that's a safe play. Now white has to go. Does white have or black have a way to prevent the third or the second bug from getting in? It looks like it does because of the. I don't love that pin replacement because now. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. Aha! Well played, Sturek. Yeah. Now there's one drop, which will allow the.
That frees the beetle.
But that's still too slow.
Sturek has to do the pin replacement here.
Yeah.
So that if there's a direct drop here, yeah.
Yeah.
When there's a direct drop there, you know it's going to happen.
Yeah. And the direct drop probably has to be the spider, right?
Oh yeah, that's the perfect spot for spider, unless you want the grasshopper to jump somewhere else and then leave the second direct drop for the spider.
Yeah, so maybe the grasshopper first jumps across, beetle covers it, and then I don't love that move by the white queen though.
You do or don't?
I don't.
I don't either. I think
that's a mistake.
See now, white needs to fill 3 bugs. He has got 3 climbing bugs.
Yeah, he can do it, but can he do it without the? So black could use the ant. Interesting. Full attack here. Black could use 1, 2. Nope. The mosquito can't drop.
The mosquito has to be the last spot because otherwise the mosquito underneath is freed.
Right, but in
either one of these, as soon as you fill one and you fill the second, the pill bug's going to warp the first one away.
Plus the ant can become free. The black ant there.
Let's see. Terraconisci is down to 47. Interesting. Down to 47 seconds. Sturrock at 57 and counting.
I think Sturrock can actually use the ant now to pin that grasshopper. Yep. White has to play defense. Well played, Sturrock. Boy, I didn't give him enough credit for this game. It's not that he's won, but he's definitely played well. Very, very good defense here. And now they're out of time. I know both of them play a lot, primarily turn-based, as do I. And pre-swamping the grasshopper's nice with an ant, no doubt.
No, he brought it in so the pill bug can go to defend the queen.
Right, but it also makes his grasshopper pre-swamped, right? So then he can.
Okay. Yep.
So now he can jump out with his. Okay.
So for white's going to have to play the beetle and then cover the pill bug, because if he plays with the beetle immediately, this beetle gets warped away.
Mm-hmm. I don't think white can win currently.
White would take 1, 2, 3, 4 to win.
But so now black can throw the. If white doesn't climb here, white could throw the white beetle, right? Or black could throw the white beetle.
Right.
Warp out so white has to climb.
White has to climb up on the pill bug.
And then the beetle over. Which beetle? If either of those other 2 beetles, like the next beetle has to be the one over the queen, right? This has
to take the kill shot.
Right. So now.
So if not contested, white would cover the pill bug.
Right.
Attack with this beetle. Oh no.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Not enough time. Yeah.
Because whatever happens here. Okay.
Ooh.
Interesting. So doing that.
I think that.
Interesting.
It's a tense game at the end here. Wow,
is.
really cool.
It'll probably end on time.
Mm-hmm. Boy, this would be a really good one for you to do some analysis of.
Let me do a
Really interesting.
copy. Maximum tournament time reached, and Sturrock ended up winning on time.
How did they choose these time limits?
I think they decided they wanted to do 8 turns, 8 rounds, and wanted to keep it under a certain length of clock time.
I see.
Would be my guess. Okay, let's go see who won the tournament, if it's over.
Oh, Quadlibet looks like.
Quadlibet, Frasco, Max Shark in third.
And if Terrakenshti had won that game, then I think we would have had a 2-way tie with Quadlibet and them. And I'm not sure. We don't know what the tiebreak would have been.
I'm going to add a comment. I will invite Frasco as well. And Max. Oops. Wow. Some good Hive playing.
Yeah, some really good games. Really, I mean, the time pressure always changes the dynamic a bit, and it's way more interesting. So.
Oh, here's Frasco.
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can.
Hello.
Hi guys. How's it going? I was
Good.
following your streaming of the last game.
Oh yeah.
With Sturrock. It was so nice. Oh my god! I was like,
he played so well, didn't he? It was really fascinating.
How did like I thought he had made some mistake over the at some point, but no, apparently no. Apparently it was just I don't know. He worked out fine. I mean, the time went out, but it seems
he seemed to
for those of you that don't know, this is Frasco.
Oh, hi everyone.
Frasco is the soon-to-be world-famous YouTuber, Ad Abstra.
Yeah.
Kind of. Thank you, Randy. It was a. I mean, not many players, but as usual, very, very tough.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dmitry Maximenkov says he doesn't have a camera. Sorry. Thanks for the invitation.
Say, Frasco, while Randy's keeping up with people, can we talk about your game with Quadlibet? Because we were watching that game.
I actually rewatched your stream. I think I messed up. I think
you had the win, I think, but
I think the jumping with the mosquito. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought it was not possible.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you would have given him an attacking piece, but I think it worked. I haven't gone back and looked. I don't think he had a response. I was going to check.
No, because I mean, the grasshopper can get into a kill spot, but I'm still one move ahead because there's no gate on that.
Where the grasshopper is. Right.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I thought for some reason there was a gate. I don't remember. I still had a few minutes actually. I could have, but I don't know. It was just the adrenaline of the game. Anyway.
Yeah. No
so
worries.
Quadlibet,
Of course.
Frasco, and Max Shark are the top three. Congratulations, Frascos, for this.
Yeah.
Thank
Congrats.
you. To be honest, actually, of the 6 points, I got the first point with a buy, so not too fair. But I mean,
did any of the other top players get buys? It seems like somebody else must have.
Well, let's take a look.
no, I don't think so.
A player dropped out early, so there were
Yeah.
only 3 players got buys, and Frasco was
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least I'm not tied with anyone else, because otherwise I think because the Mind Sports Olympiad have a different tie breaks, and I probably would have lost because of the buy, I suppose.
Yeah. Do you know what the tie breaks were from the Mind Sports position? If there's head-to-head, would they count the head-to-head win, basically?
I can't remember, but I think head-to-head makes sense. And then I think it's the same book odds. There's no opponent's average, for example. I don't think that there's any like that. But I think there's book odds, maybe a cut book odds, usually with removing the lowest player, that kind of thing. But I think we don't need it here unless they want to consider the skip, like the buy.
Oh, the buy.
But
although I will say it was interesting because if Terakanishi could have won that last game, it would have been a two-way tie between him and Quadlibet. So
at that point probably would have mattered.
There were 2 or 3 games that we were watching where if the time situation had not come into effect, a different player would have won.
Yeah.
So,
this time control is.
But I can understand those time pressure games, because it seems like I just beat somebody that's quite a bit better than me, 1-1 and drew 1 under reduced time.
Someone. Which someone are we referring to?
Someone, a bearded Italian living in England that has a YouTube channel.
That was a good game.
You're describing half the ultimate the Hive community, Randy. That's
in the Rapid League,
maybe, but not the Italian living in England, living in London.
Fair.
Actually, I like the like short time control. We got
another. Okay, here's Max.
Oh.
Okay.
So Max, you did join us. Thank you. Okay, here's Max.
Hello.
This is Dmitry Maximenkov. He finished 3rd in the tournament. Welcome, Max.
Congrats, Max.
Congrats to you as well.
Hello.
Dmitry Maximenkov.
There's a bit of delay.
Yeah, he's on a lag. Yeah.
Congrats to you as well.
He is in Russia, so the CIA probably has to listen to everything that we say before he hears it.
Very big delay.
Well, did you play? You played with Quadlibet as well.
VPN and very big delay.
Okay. How was the last game? Who did you play last in the last round? Let me see.
So who is Erkiman? Does anybody know Erkiman?
No, actually. And I lost another hectic game with him.
Does anybody know Erkiman? He plays very well.
Yeah, he did play very well. He ended up with 4.5 points, but
he plays very well. So, Dmitry, is it the middle of the night there?
ended up with 4.5 points, but he played very well.
So, Dmitry,
Yeah.
is it the middle of the night there?
Yeah, it must be midnight, right?
What time is it?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Не слышу.
I should have paid more attention to my Russian in college 50 years ago.
Should we rewatch a game or just?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna bring your game up actually.
The one with Quadribet, or
Yeah, I just started. Yeah. Well, I was gonna bring your game up actually. Oopsie. Can I share screen here? Yeah.
I think I can. Hold on.
Can I share screen here?
I think there is a way.
I got it. I figured it out.
You got
We
it?
changed with Frasco plays in last tournament.
I got it. I figured it out. Can you see the screen?
last tournament. Well, yeah, I can see the screen now.
I am second.
Last tournament.
Uh-oh. Did that not work?
I don't
Sorry.
think so.
Let's try that again. Let me try that again. Hold on a second. We'll do a different one. Stop sharing. Sorry. Let's try that again. Let me try that again. Hold on. There we go. Now, can you see it?
Yes.
Does it look okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go. So let's go back to this moment. So there was a couple of really nice moments where I think you, Fresco, you made Quadlibet have to switch from offense to defense.
Yeah, I think.
I
I think here I should have an advantage because I can cover the white beetle, and that should give me enough time to attack.
Right. This was a nice play to potentially create the gate on on your spider, right?
Yep.
This was a nice play to potentially.
So when the grasshopper attacks, the spider shifts over to here and makes a gate.
Also, another thing that I considered I probably should have played is just to break the ring with a queen.
I was wondering if you were going to do that, and at the end of in this moment, you had the chance, right? You could have.
Yeah, I think maybe I should have. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to finish.
Right.
So I thought I would keep still the option this way.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he wants to block using the ant, it has to make another ring, and I think
Right.
he would.
So
I can still do it here. I can still do it here. I don't know why I didn't do it.
Well, but you don't have a great way to fill the last kill spot from here.
But if the mosquito re-indexes to there, the black beetle is threatening, so the white grasshopper has to move. Then the black ant moves in, takes the setup shot, and the black beetle takes the kill shot.
But the thing is, if I break the ring, I cannot re-index the mosquito. That was the thing.
Right.
So
right now, if you re-index the mosquito to here, the black beetle is threatening, so the white grasshopper has to jump out.
Yeah.
When the white grasshopper jumps out, the black ant takes the setup shot, and nothing can stop the beetle.
Yeah, correct. This is a good win in 3 puzzle that I missed.
Exactly.
And I still had like 3-4 minutes, so yeah, just switch off the brain.
And so I mentioned this earlier. I just got my first edit copy of the Standard Hive Opening Encyclopedia, and there's a spot. I have an empty space that I needed to fill with a puzzle of some sort. So maybe I'll use this game as a puzzle to fill right there.
Say, just for the end of this game, is there a way to mute Max's audio just so we don't hear
Yes.
the
Oh
delay?
yeah, there's that.
Sorry, Max, we muted you because we could hear our feedback.
Also, the opening of this game I think was interesting.
Yeah, should we go back?
Was very messy. I just tried something different.
Yeah, you got the aggressive Max Shark style buffer attack or a counter attack right away, right? So
the idea was to play. Okay, this is fine. Now the idea is to play the queen at the top left of the pillbug. Yeah, no, top left.
Oh, up here. Okay.
No, top
left.
Oh, on the left side. I see.
Yes. So this is something that we've been playing. I played Cower 50, another few, I think Super Fish as well, for a while. It's kind of, it's interesting because you make that sort of extra, and you have two spots in common, like shared kill spot. So it's a sort of hyper C opening, like a potentially more drawish, but there are also potentially lots of rings coming up and stuff.
Exactly, the classic chaos style.
Yeah, and he played the pillbug there on purpose to avoid that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So I had to go for then a Z or a buffer C. So, okay, let's go for the classic buffer and see what happens.
And then you were able to get that
And now, I put the beetle there. But I don't know how good it is, the beetle there, but the idea was that if it pins it, then the mosquito will go in and make a ring, but just to make a bit of chaos. But I don't know.
Well, that doesn't necessarily work because he just freezes queen then, right?
But then I can warp the pillbug away.
Oh, I see.
Assuming he pins my beetle with the ant, right? So I mean, it's probably not good, but for a rapid game like a Blitz, that's fair enough. Even now, actually, I warp the beetle in, right? I think.
Yep.
He could have just moved the queen away.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what I have to do. I mean, I have to improvise again.
Yeah, I mean, then you've got a free mosquito or ladybug to get involved, but it's going to get dicey fast.
Yeah, so I think he could have moved the queen actually to the bottom, like he sounded a bit more. Well, I don't know, because now at least I have something to do.
And we were talking about this play. This is about right when we started the game, I think, if that's right, Randy. That beetle placement, that sort of dangling beetle up there, which then allows you to start just adding pieces so that he will think about climbing that beetle out of harm's way, which eventually he does do, but
yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it too much. I was expecting more ants coming in. But I think now it gave me just enough time to get back some mobility.
He's really limiting your spawn points here, though, so that's exciting. You have to bring an ant in, pinning another ant in place.
Yeah, true. But I don't know if instead of pinning my queen, if you had to put another ant down, I would have more spawn points, but I don't know. But I should have sacrificed for sure an ant. Now I feel I wouldn't say safe, but I feel better. I feel okay.
Yeah. We talked about this moment where he made what we'll call a higher level defensive play by
sacrificing his
A spider intercept.
The hopper.
Yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah.
Makes sense. I think this
Yeah.
is the best.
Because now the spider pin on the hopper is a
false pin.
false
Yeah.
pin.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not sure. I think I would have played something like that as well. Yeah. What actually bothered me was the ladybug there. It was like the white ladybug, and it was the only piece that I couldn't do anything about it, and you could jump anytime there. Also, I have to place a beetle now, because otherwise...
He gets the 2 direct drops.
Yeah, that's too much. But that beetle there also is in a weird position.
Yeah, it was.
And here's where the white ladybug is really important, because the white ladybug always has an angle of attack to either one of these 2 kill spots.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have a gate, which is okay. But although actually I liked my beetle going in at some point. I think there was a that worked out well.
Yeah, it also changes his spider angle of attack, so that's interesting.
Exactly. I mean, when you put the ant in, actually, he corrects the angle of attack, so that's
right.
I didn't think about it. That was really good. But luckily, I have another gate I can put in.
Right.
Sometimes it really feels luck. Like it's like I have no clue why, but I actually can still defend.
Yeah.
Because the things are impossible to predict 10 moves ahead.
Right. He takes the pin.
Okay, we are again in this situation.
And this is the moment where Randy was saying, hey, I think Frasco can win in 4 here, or maybe even 3. So then we expected this ant pin. He sort of uses your same trick against you there.
Yeah, apparently it was true. But I just...
So Zakhar Krachov is watching you on YouTube, and he made this comment in Russian. I don't know what it. My Russian is such I can't translate it, but it says, "Skazite dimye, shtobi on privet peredal."
Is that on the YouTube channel?
Yeah.
We can translate it. Russian. It says, tell Dimitri to say hello. But he's muted, so that's why.
I unmuted him.
Okay, guys, I'll go to have dinner, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to have to go as well.
Good to see you.
I think I'm going to have to go.
Congrats to you both.
Dinner for the family.
Nice to see your face, Max, after all these years. Congrats.
Max,
Congrats,
thank you
Dimitri.
for joining us, and congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
And bye, everyone. Talk soon.
Bye,
Bye,
Frasco.
Frasco. See you
Bye.
soon. All right.
So, John, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, my
And we'll
pleasure.
see you
Thanks for having me.
again.
We'll see you soon. Good luck in all your tournament games.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
So thanks for joining us this afternoon. We had a really, really good tournament. Congratulations to 3-time world champion Quadlibet. That's Christian Galeas from Chile for winning. Frasco finished 2nd. Max Shark, that's Dmitry Maximenkov, finished 3rd. And of course, pay attention to the Mind Sports Olympiad. More tournaments coming up. Check out their website, msoworld.com, and watch. excuse me. Watch for the upcoming live in-person event in London later in the year. So thank you again for joining us this afternoon. We had a really good afternoon of Hive. Until next time, this is Randy Ingersoll. As always, I'm here helping you play Hive like a champion.